Let's have a look. So what's it? Actually, let's look it up. I've got the internet. While I was talking, I've got the internet in front of me. Amazon Alexa podcast. Hallucination. Oh, hallucinations. All right, let's have a look at this Mashables article. Get rid of this ad. Don't want to say you sorry. I know you got bills to pay, but sorry. Alright, so on Mashable, their article that was released or published yesterday, on May 22nd, is Amazon's AI generated Alexa podcasts are utter Podslop. What fresh streaming hell is this? I mean, the Twitter comments, the Twitter replies to the Pop Craze announcement post had a lot of negative sentiment, but what is this article going to tell us? Okay. It's a podcast, but make it hosted by two AI-generated hosts talking to each other about the game last night. Reader, I hate it. I hate it. Ooh. Who wrote this article? Shannon, you got very, very strong opinions. Oh, and she's based in London. So, maybe this is going to be rolling out in the UK sooner rather than later. Oh, but we can't deny it. She hates it. She hates the service. Or maybe the prospect of it. Let me stop making assumptions on what she's going to say and actually just read it. So, announced on Tuesday, Amazon Alexa podcast is Amazon's latest venture for Alexa Plus, the company's rebooted AI-powered virtual assistant. Oh, is Alexa Plus a reboot of Alexa? It's not just the next, like the LLM enabled version of Alexa or something. I've really not been paying any attention to Alexa. If you know, please let me know. Described by the company as an AI-generated audio episodes on any topic. These on-demand offerings essentially replace an entire team of human podcast producers and presenters with artificial intelligence. No documents or prep work needed. Yeah, okay. I'm not saying she's wrong here. I'm not saying she's wrong. But she's also looking at it from I understand why, because she's looking at it from inside of an organization or inside of a team. What if you are generally just an independent person, or you and your friends want to come along and do a podcast, and you think your topic, your niche, whatever it may be, is worth other people listening to? How are you going to get discovered? And I understand that where she's coming from, as in people are going to be out of work. Yeah, I get it. Job market is rough at the moment. Absolutely rough. When there's more than one type of audience that's going to be affected by this. It's essentially a big tech-backed pile of Podslop or AI-generated podcasts which are on the rise with other AI audio formats. A recent analysis by the Podcast Index found that 39% of recently uploaded podcasts were probably created using AI, with companies like Inception Point AI churning out the episodes. 39% of recently uploaded, I'm going to say audio podcasts. It's going to be my assumption. And I'm also going to click on this analysis. 39%. Not surprising. I actually thought it would have been more. I mean, on my site, I do have some audio generation for listening. So I have audio generation using Edge for the listening functionality, in case you prefer listening rather than reading. Which I prefer listening rather than reading, if I'm honest. So I did it like partly selfishly for my own use case. I added listening functionality. So at the time of me publishing, and by publishing I mean committing to Git, I've got a GitHub action workflow that generates the audio for a note that I've written. So when it publishes, you can listen to it instead. And if I wanted to, I could, because I've already got the audio generated, I could release that as a podcast if I wanted to. I'm not going to. Maybe I will in the future. I have no plans to anyway, is what I'm saying. So I could have my own podcast if I wanted to. But because it's not my voice, it's AI. Because it's Edge, by the way. So it's Edge audio that I'm using. It is AI generated version, AI generated audio reading word for word my note. That's why I haven't released it as a podcast, because the human ear is so delicate. And yes, I have got the listening functionality, and you can listen to my notes, but you're not going to get my inflection, my emotion in my voice. So if I wanted to release it on an audio service, a podcast service, I would prefer to do it myself, read it myself, so that you can hear my inflections, you can hear my emotion. And like you're seeing right now in this live stream, I like to talk with my hands, and I move about a lot. And you're not going to get that with AI. Like you will not at the moment. You may get it, but not today. Not on May 22nd, 2026. It's not here yet.